So today is a bit of a down day for me. Yesterday I walked up and down 100 flights of stairs with a 14-pound pack. I really wanted to stress my knees and my hamstrings in preparation for that really difficult descent down the South Kaibab Trail. And that will probably be my last stair workout before the hike. I've received a number of DMs asking me what I'm going to carry on my hike, and so I thought today it might be interesting to take my pack apart and show you what I'll be bringing with me. As you all know, I had pared my pack down to about 18 pounds a couple of weeks ago, down from about 26 pounds. But for the hike at this point, I intend to be carrying about 7 pounds with me. Now that could change dramatically because there has been a real problem with water in the canyon, well, probably for about the last month. So as it stands now, for the first 18 miles of the hike, I actually only have one water source that I can rely on. My hope is that the pipes will be fixed before I leave, and I'll be able to go with the alignment that I currently have designed, but again, it could change dramatically. So as of today, this is the pack that I'm planning on taking. As you can see, I'm switching out of a backpack and moving to a hip pack. And again, at this point, the pack weighs at about 7 pounds. So as it will be between 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning when I get on the trail, it'll be pitch black. So I built in quadruple redundancy for my lighting needs as I descend into the canyon. I have 2 different headlamps, both with fresh batteries. So if one should go out, one should break, I'll have a fallback position. If I find myself in a situation where both of my headlamps go out, I have this really, really nifty, lightweight, small flashlight that I'll be able to carry with a clip that I can reverse and put it on my hat if I need to. This light puts out 25 lumens, and as a final, in my quadruple redundancy, as a final lighting source, worst comes to worst, I have this keychain light, which actually puts out probably about 5 lumens of light, and will give me enough illumination to see the trail or to change batteries should that situation occur. I think it's important that people realize that they need to have that additional light source, because if it's pitch black and you have to change batteries in a flashlight, not only in the darkness do you have to take the flashlight apart and take the batteries out, you also have to, in the darkness, figure out the polarity of the batteries that you're reinstalling and figure out how to get them with the proper polarity back into the flashlight. So a small light like this can be a lifesaver. And so, to prevent blisters, I have a large canister of KY tape. This stuff is supposed to be absolutely excellent in helping to protect your feet should blisters occur. Now, I hope I won't need this. When I did the Rim2Rim hike last September, I did not have a single blister. I did not lose a toenail, but I just want to have that protection should that situation occur. So with respect to blisters, I've actually put together a pretty nice first aid kit. It's a little bit more elaborate than a boo-boo kit, but it's less than what you would consider a full-fledged first aid kit. The first thing I'm bringing with me in the prevention of blisters is going to be a replacement pair of socks and 2 pair of sock liners. So I'll have the socks that I'm initially wearing. At about the 10-mile mark, I'll pull those socks off and go to a fresh pair of socks. So with this first aid kit, I have brought in an extra packet of gauze should there be any kinds of cuts that I need to staunch the flow of blood. An additional roll of tape to affix the bandages. I have a little bit of Vaseline in case there's any chafing on my skin during the hike. I have brought some eye wash just to give me some protection should there be any blowing sand or blowing dust while I'm down in the canyon. A lot of people forget to bring eye wash, and it's so important. I brought some chapstick to protect my lips from that relentless sun. I brought some hand sanitizer should I need to treat my hands before I start to treat a cut. I brought a pill bottle, and this pill bottle contains aspirin and ibuprofen. The ibuprofen obviously is there to offset any problems I might have with swelling. And I brought 2 additional hand sanitizers should anything happen to my small bottle. And I brought two ace bandages in case there's a problem with strained muscles or sprains. Got the extra guy right here. And in addition, I have some wound treatment that will disinfect the wound area. On the other side of my first aid kit, I have a small kind of boo-boo bandage kit that is literally just Band-Aids of different sizes and different shapes. But I also have included in this kit a new pair of cutting shears, a pair of tweezers that will actually go in and let you probe into to get into the wound to get out any dirt and debris, and a pair of heavier scissors. I'm sorry, a pair of heavier tweezers. Now, I'm not going to take apart the rest of the pack. It's literally just nothing but things like different sized Band-Aids. There are larger size still in there. Some mole skin in here for blisters. But that's what will be in this small first aid kit. And that is my more than boo-boo but less than full-fledged FAK. So with respect to water, this is a little bit of a dicey question for me. Last year I did very well, just carrying 2 20-ounce bottles of fluid. Now I want to stress that the National Park Service recommends that you carry 3 liters of water with you at all times. But I did really well with just carrying 2 of these, replenishing my water supply at every one of the water stops along the trail. Now again, this could change dramatically because, as I said before, right now there are problems with the pipes, and in the first 18 miles of the hike there's only 1 water source. And if that's the case, then I'm going to have to carry 3 times the amount of water that I'm currently planning. In addition to this water in the bottles, I have this wonderful little 1-liter canteen that I can fill up and carry with me to augment my needs. And should I find myself in a situation where there is no potable water on the trail, there is this 5-mile section on the trail, about 5 miles from the Phantom Ranch going up towards the Cottonwood Campground, where there is a stream next to the trail. and I do have a water purification straw form with me. So that will basically cover my water needs. So I have a drink that I've actually developed. I call it Rocket Fuel. It does wonders for me. And it's a combination of a chocolate protein drink, Gatorade, green tea, and cranberry juice. Now obviously on the trail I won't have access to cranberry juice, but I can bring powdered Gatorade with me. I can bring the powdered protein drink with me, and I also brought a raspberry lemonade to take the place of the cranberry juice, and I will be bringing some peach mango green tea in powder form to take the place of the green tea. So I should be able to, I used this last year and it was a great combination for the rocket fuel. It gives me tremendous power in my legs when I take it. So what else am I carrying? I bring a sewing kit with me should I need to sew wounds or sew my clothing or equipment back together. I bring a lighter with me as a fire source. I bring replacement batteries with me, both for the headlamps as well as the flashlights. Let's see where I can put those. Actually, I bring two lighters with me. There's a redundancy factor. By the way, just a quick thought. If you are going to take these inexpensive lighters with you, I hope you can see this, but you can see how I've wrapped the top with a Band-Aid. I'm sorry, wrapped the top with a rubber band. The reason is to prevent the plunger from depressing while you are hiking with this and then basically discharging all of your fuel. You want to make sure you do that if you carry these kinds of lighters for your fire source. I also carry some suntan lotion with me. An additional canister of hand sanitizer. You know, as I look at the pack, I think what I'm going to do is probably take out that first can of hand sanitizer or a small bottle of hand sanitizer that I had in my first aid kit, and I'm just gonna, I mean, it's only gonna take a couple ounces out, but I'm probably going to take that out and just rely on this. I bring some additional napkins with me. Now the napkins can serve two purposes. Worst case scenario, you can use them, pack them in wounds. If it's in a real emergency, you don't have any other bandages, you can pack them in wounds to staunch the flow of blood. But also, you know, on the trail you need TP. And I prefer these recycled napkins because the color kind of blends in with the environment. But by the way, it happens to us all. Sooner or later you're going to have to use the restroom when you're on the trail. I carry an emergency Mylar blanket with me in case of treatment for shock, but also in case it gets cold, because I won't be carrying either a rain jacket or a heavier jacket with me. And I'm expecting, last year when I did the trail this late in the year, the temperature was 99 degrees down in the bottom, so I'm expecting I won't need to have a coat with me. I carry some multicolored zip ties because you can never have enough zip ties. You can never have enough duct tape either, but I'm not carrying any with me on this day hike. So finally, I carry a little kit with a little bit of cotton, some Q-tips, and a nail file, more of an emery board. Again, the cotton could be used to start a fire should I need to, and the swabs can be helpful in a first aid situation. I carry a small multi-tool with me, a pair of pliers with me, and also has a knife, a saw, file, an awl, a flathead screwdriver, a small pair of scissors, a bottle opener, and a Phillips head. And this whole thing is about 2.5 inches long. And let's see. And in addition to that, I carry a full blade knife with me to do more serious cutting. And so, my friends, thank you so much for joining me today as I take my pack apart. I think I've done a pretty good job of covering contingencies and packing a lot of material in a small area. So this pack should come in at a little bit more than 7 pounds. And I have to tell you, I'm getting more and more excited about taking this hike. So, see you on the trail.